If you're trying to build a business from scratch, doing what you love the most, using your talent, whether you're a magician, a coach, a comedian, public speaker, whatever it is that you do and you want to turn your passion into profit, you might wonder why it is so hard. You're not wrong. It is very hard, especially if you don't have the right roadmap to get you where you want to go. I've built a multiple six-figure business doing what I love most. I'm a professional magician. And in this video, I'm gonna share my top 10 truths that I wish people had told me. All these truths are things that would have saved me time, a lot of tears and frustration, but most of all would have saved me so much money. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, stick around and I'll share all of them. I have summarized these and a couple of additional tips for you in a PDF that is in the description below. If this is the first time we're meeting, hello, my name is Ravn. I am, as I mentioned, a professional magician, MC, author, 5x TEDx speaker, and also coach a lot of entertainers in the business side of show business. If you are anything like me, when I got started, I had no idea how to make an actual living doing what I love the most. I was taught that you have to be the best at your craft to then get a manager and then everything is going to be sorted out for you. Let me just put a boop in that little balloon of yours. That is not going to happen for most of us. So in this video, I'm going to try to pull back the curtain as much as I possibly can and invite you to the inside of what it really takes to build a business as a professional entertainer. Truth number 1. Talent is not enough. You do have to be really, really good at what you do before actually starting to sell it, but talent alone is not going to get you where you want to go. Some of the best magicians that I know personally are so broke, and they don't have to be. The problem is that they have no idea how to monetize what they're really good at. Your talent is important, but it's not enough. Being great is the baseline. That's what we have to get first. But everything else is just marketing. Truth number 2 is that an agent won't save you. Having an agent is not having a business plan. Those two are not the same thing. However, an agent can have a business plan, but it's not necessarily your business plan. You need to be able to pitch yourself, put yourself in front of other people, and make sure that they understand that you are hireable. Every single chance that I get, if I'm in the park with my kids, if I'm at the grocery store, if I am attending a birthday party, I make sure in conversation to mention that yes, I do this for a living and that you can actually hire me for this and this thing without actually saying that. So I might mention I did this gig last week. I'm doing this in 2 weeks so that they can plant the idea that I'm hireable for an event they're planning. I sometimes even ask them, have you ever had a magician at your birthday party? Have you ever had a corporate dinner where there was a professional MC? Whatever it is, just asking those questions, they can figure the rest out for themselves. Even if an agent is great to have, they do not care about your income the way that you should be doing. So yes, they will probably get a percentage of the gigs that you take on. Most agents have a stable of horses that they can push out into the battlefield. The money that you make, you are responsible for. Truth number 3. I wish somebody told me this sooner. Your calendar reflects your systems. Let's say that one more time. Your calendar reflects your systems. A lot of entertainers tell me that they're just sitting around waiting for the phone to call. I was that person for 6 years before I decided to take matters into my own hands. True story, I used to sit around on my couch practicing the second deal and just wait for the phone to call. I was giving out business cards, of course. I was trying to get my name out there, but then I just sat back and relaxed for a few months just waiting for it to call. It didn't. A few times it did, to be fair. But that did not fill up my calendar. Now, what did fill up my calendar is having workflows, automated emails that go out, and an actual business plan. Truth number 4 is kind of related to number 3, but that is no one hires invisible people. If they don't know that you exist, it's impossible for them to reach out to you. Being visible online is great. Showing up on Instagram, Facebook possibly, in newsletters. But what a lot of entertainers are missing out on are all of the opportunities that we have out there on LinkedIn. I read this report a few days ago. I wish I had it on hand because I would definitely link this to you. But of all of the people who are active on LinkedIn, only 1% post on a weekly basis. So one thing that I try to do is spend at least 100 minutes a day either creating content for the different platforms that I'm on or reaching out to 100 people. One thing to mention about LinkedIn, if you want to check out more LinkedIn stuff, I'm going to put a LinkedIn playlist in the description so you can check that out too. But what a lot of people are missing out on are the opportunities that come with LinkedIn. So a lot of employers actually encourage their staff to go onto LinkedIn on a daily basis to network and market their products. And if you can make sure that you are the entertainer on LinkedIn that they see all the time, guess what? Who is going to be the first person they think of when they're now planning the Christmas party or whatever it is that they're planning, right? So we have to be strategic with our time. We can't just think that, I mean, you could share your meal and your kids and the golf things on Instagram stories. That's all well and good. But in my professional experience and in all of the people that I've coached, I can tell you that that system is not going to work. What is going to work is to make sure that you're putting yourself in front of the right people. And LinkedIn, yes, that is the platform for you if you want to get hired as an entertainer. Truth number 5, people buy outcomes and not art. Most of the time. They want to make sure that you are the right fit for them to go from a boring event to an amazing event, to make the guests not focus on the food or the flowers or whatever, because that's going to be forgotten in 2 days anyways. If you're a professional entertainer, you are bringing the outcome of an amazing event. You are making sure that people are remembering this event for weeks, months, and years to come. That is your job. You're not selling the show, you're selling how your presence is going to change the room. That's a total different ball game. So instead of selling a show, you're selling the ambiance and the reactions in their room. You're selling the laughter, the memories, and the transformation you can give to people. Confidence, connections. What are they taking away from the event? That's what we're selling. The show is the vehicle of how you get there, but that's where the true superpower of us lay. The fact that we can take on a stage and whoo, that's the superpower that we have. We can take on a stage, comedians, magicians, circus artists, public speakers, whatever it is that you do, listen to this. We can take on a stage and we can transform the entire room in seconds. Who can do that? Who does that, really? Not Sarah at HR or Benny at whatever. We do that. And that's what we're selling. Truth number 6, you are losing gig by undercharging. Oh, I wish somebody told me this sooner. I mean, somebody told me years ago, there is no market value of being the second cheapest on the market. If somebody is just shopping around for price, they're probably just going to take the cheapest one, but nobody's going to get the second cheapest one then. Instead, what I want you to consider is the reason that you have never charged $5,000 for a gig is because you never, hold on, asked for it. Okay? That's the only reason you've never gotten that kind of money. Leading up to being a $5,000 act is a different story, but that is the number one reason. Nobody is going to tell you after you send a quote for $250, they're going to say, oh, but our budget was $5,000. That's not going to happen. So in the beginning, I was charging way too low, and what happened was that the clients didn't trust me because it kind of smelled like my business wasn't to be taken seriously and that I wasn't good enough. I lost a lot of corporate gigs doing this, and nobody really talked me through the pricing of a corporate gig. Whenever I asked other entertainers, they would gatekeep this so much. But I believe in transparency, and when I started, I did gigs for $250. I did a couple of corporate gigs, smaller ones, for like $500, but today, my starting fee to just go out and do something starts at $3,000 as of recording this video. And it ranges up to $12,000 to do one day of work. And the number one thing that got me on the mindset shift here was that I was seeing the value in myself. And I knew that the transformation that I'm giving is not just costing the same thing as the napkins. Truth number 7 is that you can't grow without confidence. The moment I started really backing myself, believing in myself, that's when everything changed. I believed in my pricing, my product, who I was, how I dressed, all the things. And that's when I saw the big shift. Confidence is built through clarity, being clear of who you are, who you serve, and what it is that you do, what you do best and what you don't do. It also comes with a lot of repetition. When I talk about repetition, I mean your show, your talk, what you actually deliver, but also the repetition of your entire system and workflow. Truth number 8, consistency beats creativity. People like myself and people I've worked with and all the people who are doing great things, they are really good at being consistent and not just going where the mood leads them. A lot of people can get inspired, and that's when they do things, right? And they get inspired to do reels, a YouTube video or a talk or whatever it is, and that's great. But what sets us apart is the consistency of reaching out to people, showing up on LinkedIn, making sure that people don't forget about us, talking to our past clients again and again. That's going to beat creativity any day. I'm not saying that you should not be creative anymore. Please do. Please put out the random stories. Please do random skits on reels or whatever it is that you want to do. But remember, if you want to build a professional life as an entertainer, you have to stay consistent and have a plan and make sure you're following the plan all the way through. Truth number 9 is that we have to track our leads, not just the people who email us randomly and then ghosts us. We have to track all the leads that we have in our business. This is true for every single business owner out there. Dentists, car wash people, plumbers, everybody. I see a lot of people leaving so much money on the table just for not even having a clue on who the leads are, where they're coming from, and when the next one is coming in. If you don't have a system for the people who you have talked to, who you need to follow up with, who you haven't contacted yet, you're leaving so much money on the table, and please don't do that. So my favorite way to do this is to use a program called Mailshake. What Mailshake does is that it tracks all of the emails that I send out, make sure that I'm not sending the same person the same email, and I can follow up with them. I can see if they've opened my email, and all the things. I can track all the things when it comes to my leads, and I personally like that way more than just having to follow post-it notes on my table or whatever. If you are looking for a system for your email outreach campaigns, I have left a link in the description below where you can sign up for Mailshake. Trust me, it's going to change the way you do leads forever, okay? It is a little pricey. I would recommend you to do the 1 month, maybe 2 months first. Try it out and really use the program, okay? This was truth number 9. I just want to briefly remind you about the link in the description where you can get the summary, but also the extra truths. Truth number 10, I wish somebody told me before, is that nobody owns your stage but you. You have to build your own stage, whether that's social media, having a YouTube channel, a big newsletter, or a podcast. You have to build your own stage and make sure that you're selling tickets to this show, either by sharing your social media or whether it's emailing people cold and telling them about your services. This is your responsibility. So I used to believe all of these things that I've mentioned in the video. I thought an agent would save me. I thought the phone would ring. I thought the leads would just show up on my doorsteps. I thought that I was selling art. I thought all of these things. But as soon as I realized that these are not the truths that I can live by, make a profitable living doing what it is that I love, I have to see my business as a business. There is a reason that business is the longer word in show business. All right, those are the 10 ones I have time for in this video, but if you want to get the extra resources, I want to remind you of the link in the description below. And if you're ready to turn your talent into an actual business and you want my help, the Booked Calendar Blueprint is starting a new cohort in a couple of weeks. The waiting list is open. There is a link in the description below for you to check out. Since it is active coaching on a weekly basis, it's very limited. I only have 15 spots available for this next one coming up, and the waiting list is longer than that. So if you want to make sure you get the information first, you have to be on the waiting list. So what are you waiting for? I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.